All right, perfect. Okay, this is great. We are live. I think we can just quickly get started. Gonna wait for a few more seconds. Let people join. Let me edit the limiter to make sure that I think 6 decibels is fine. Just in case if I don't sound good, you guys can let me know. A lot of things to explore, guys. If you are new to this channel and if you're watching this as a recording, please feel free to ask me questions. I don't generally put timestamps, but feel free to just forward from here like until 10 minutes or something, because that's when I generally start coding or I start talking about things. For now, it's mostly just making sure that I talk to the viewers. And here you go. I can wait. What's up with this going? Okay, I need to. Yep. Okay, let's get rid of this and let's also tag everyone here. Stream notifications at everyone. Going live on YouTube. Also a confession to make. I quit NeoVim. There we go. All right. And as always, I don't generally like clickbaits. So yes, I am quitting NeoVim. Sorry, it's true. I'm quitting NeoVim, and there's no lie in it. So for those who know me, I don't lie. I've been using Emacs for now, and I hope it goes well. What is this? What is this about? Okay. I should really clean up my windows before I start coding. Perfect. There we go. We are all set. This is full screen. I really need to figure out what's the way to, you know what? I think it was better if I would not do this. mnt c users push.config western emacs. Hi Swanand, what's up, yeah? I took a leave today. I'm not feeling well. I'm having fever and cold. So yes, but I thought I will just go live and talk about a few things because work should not stop. Okay, I need to figure out power toys. What is this? Power automate? Are you working? Thank you so much for joining, by the way. How do I forgot how to make this always on top. It's Windows Control T. Okay, it's Windows Control T. My man, what have you done? Yeah, you will. So I've shifted to Emacs, guys, from NeoVim. I know. We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, working. Nice. All right. I think we have so far Emacs what? Yes. So I mean we were exploring Emacs source code anyways, right? At least could have said VS Code. Yeah, I'm your rival now, is it? Like Emacs was the last choice for NeoVim people, right? I can understand. I can totally relate. By the way, I need to quickly share the stream link with everyone else as well. Nano bhi chalta. I really wish if it was true, but this happened, right? I'll tell you, like, and I'll actually show you Doom Emacs as well, what I'm using. Maybe you will end up liking it as well. So yeah, feel free to just kind of relate to it. I was doing my Mickey Mouse internship and saw your ping and panicked. Thank you so much for joining. To be honest, I think if I have to be very honest, I know we don't know each other personally, and I don't know even Swanand personally as well. For all those people who join, there's something about boys and tech and boys about friendship and boys about bro code and all, right? Like no matter what is there, they'll just quickly um, be there, and if they have to go back to work, they will always like do that. But priorities has such a cute thing with boys. Dhoka? No, not really, but just kind of a realization, right? I mean, the world is a beautiful place because of girls as well. I'm not saying that, but the world will not be complete without boys. So yeah, I think we need to appreciate wherever it's due. Like literally, I'll just put status right, and I'll tell you how many boys will come up, or how many boys like in my context will show up. Homie saying that as if he talks to girls. It's what's up with this? I can't. As if he talks to girls. No, I don't. I don't talk to any girl, bro. Us moment, yes. Okay. And this is done. Why? Alright, okay. I think we are done. We are ready, guys, to stream. Okay, are you guys ready to see why am I using Emacs? I mean, there is no particular reason to be honest. Like, I think I just found it cool. Okay, in my defense, I'm not able to breathe properly. Okay, so if I'm kind of breathing fast in between, please understand. It's okay, right? And if I'm like not able to say things in a single go, don't please don't judge. Okay. Oh, asthma. Do me max is. I really wish I mean I don't wish that asthma is I mean I have asthma. No, I mean that's not my wish, of course, but Domi Max is not the reason of all the pains. I'll just walk you through, guys. Okay, I'll just walk you through Doom Emacs. Also, my voice is good, right? I mean, you guys can hear me well. There's no echo, there's no noise at all, right? Things are fine in life, including my voice. Is everything okay? Okay. Yep. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'll quickly walk through it, right? I mean, what about this? Like, how about this? We open another terminal, right? I'll first show you what NeoVim offers, right? And kind of just compare from there. Okay, so if I do NVim and if I open this, it's actually the same thing, right? So you see whatever this comes up with, it's there as well. Open org agenda, open project and all, that's there already. Okay, so if I click on find file and if I search for db.rs, I hit enter, it opens up for me, right? And then it tries to spawn Rust analyzer, which is what NeoVim offers all of the happiness of this world and enlightenment. Yes, maybe. We'll go to that. But over here, you see that like it's just normal, right? I can click on this, I can do all of that stuff, I can select stuff, I can copy, yank and all. It's there, I can open a terminal there as well. Why is it not opening? Yeah, there you go, right? I can open a terminal as well and do things. Now with Emacs also, it's kind of similar, right? For example, I can do space, I can search for a particular thing. I'll show you config.impl.rs, for example. I can open config.rs and here you see in the bottom, Rust Analyzer is kind of setting up. It's all there, right? And of course, one thing I have to say is with Doom Emacs, your new Vim looks so different and complete, and mine is just VIE with features. I know, right? I think I spent around 3 years, right, setting up a new Vim. But I'll be honest, right? With Doom Emacs, I'll show you one thing, okay? So space is like a leader key for me, okay? And with Doom Emacs, you also get the key bindings of NeoVim. So please don't, like, if people are using Doom Emacs and if they end up saying that NeoVim sucks, that's just a wrong way to say it, because Doom Emacs does come with a lot of default Vim bindings, right? JK and all, even visual mode. So all these things are there, even comment, this all is there. So okay, I'm in Emacs right now, okay, Doom Emacs. Now if I have to search for a key binding, okay, like okay, what are the key bindings available? Of course, telescope key maps are there, if I'm not wrong, that you can do that in NeoVim. But if I do space HBB, that's gonna list all the commands that I have, and corresponding to that is the key bindings I have. So for example, if I'm searching for split, right, this evil windows b split, horizontal split is probably the split default, right? So if I hit enter, that's gonna split for me, right? And I can navigate between that by Control W, H and J. So as you can see in the bottom, you're seeing the key bindings I'm typing as well, right? I'm hitting as well. I don't know what to say that, right? So it's just default. There's nothing too fancy over here so far. But let me search for something. Let's say if I want to, yeah, key briefly is something that I really loved. So if I say space H Control K, what that's gonna do is, okay, it's gonna tell me what does a particular key binding mean. Okay, so if I do, let's say space H and B again, right? So it says space HBB runs the command embark bindings. Okay, so that's like, it just tells you what it does, right? Split तो उसने मुझसे किया था. I show off my NeoVim config on first date. Maybe Doom Emacs might help. Right, of course, I know. Doom Emacs will not help in any case. Like, I mean, I think both NeoVim and Doom Emacs will not help. I should not comment something, but I was about to say something. I should just shut up right now. Okay, so right, so this is a really nice thing. If you want to go through buffers as well, you can do that. So like, there's this thing called switch buffers, switch to buffer, right? So if I do space less than whatever, then you can search for buffers as well, whatever available. Okay, I have not opened any other buffer so far, so let's maybe just open something. I can maybe go to GD of this and maybe open another file. Okay, telescope buffers, yes, exactly, right? Yeah, if I do this, right, there you go. I have all the buffers that are open, config.rs as well, and then I think these are just default LSP log and all that if you want to see, right, and gives you the preview as well that is expected. So I think overall what I figured out so far is like telescope is must needed thing for NeoVim to shine, right? That's for there for sure. With Doom Emacs, I think these are very defaults. I haven't explored, to be honest, but I can actually go to Doom open private config. Now the thing is, it's very powerful. Doom Emacs is very powerful. I can just search for anything and it will take me there. So if you see, I'm gonna say Doom open private config, right, and I can hit enter. It's gonna take me find file init.el package.config.el. I think it uses that language, right? Ellipse, whatever that name is, right? So if I open this init.el file over here, I can see that, okay, this is the way you can set things up, right? And you can see that I can say Rust LSP I want, so I can just comment it out if I don't want it, and I can bring that in if I want it as well, right? In any other Kickstarter.NeoVim, you might have it. LunarVim, for example, they might have it as well. But I think Doom Emacs is just a bit more powerful as well, right? If I'm searching for a file, for example, I'll show you. This is very interesting. Okay, let's go to our previous buffer. I'll go loc.rs, and if I'm searching for a file, okay, so I can hit backspace and it will delete the whole folder name, right? It's not deleting src character by character. It's deleting the folder name, right? So for example, I can go to .5/ and I can search for something config.fish, okay, and then I can hit enter, right? So this is like a way you can kind of search as well. I love that small thing, right? Small detail, attention to detail. Okay, same. Okay, project / maybe source codes, Emacs and src edit functions.c, hit enter. Right now this is a very nice thing. The local variables list in Emacs or dir locals.el contains values that may not be safe. Do you want to apply it? You can type y to apply the local variables list and to ignore the local variables list and all of that. Okay, now I can just do n because maybe I don't want to for now, and this is it, right? Now now over here, this is also something that I loved. So when you open a file from another project in your current project, you have an option that if you want to import project root, what that does is probably like go to definition and all, it will fetch all the files and all. Maybe, okay, for now let's kind of import as well and see what happens. So I think something it was doing, so let's go and do maybe, I don't know, try to get to this. Yeah, there you go, right? So I'm at define SYM. So the project root has also changed, right? So as you can see, LSP is connected to clangd source code Emacs folder, right? So I'm at here right now. Now if I want to get definition of it, it says macro define. So I hit shift K, which is like generally the key map we use in NeoVim as well. It's kind of the same, right? So as I said, Doom Emacs tries to kind of have the transition from NeoVim key maps and all, whatever the generalized key bindings are, to Emacs very smoothly. Okay, so this is there, and a lot of other things as well. I can probably introduce you guys to maybe this no content at this point, maybe union. Okay, yeah, if I do GD, for example, I can see there are multiple things. If it's like used in multiple places, I can go through them as well. So these things are there. I'm still trying to figure out other things. I will be honest, I'm going through all of them one by one, taking it slow. With struct as well, Lisp symbol is there. I can do GD, it works fine. If I want to open another window, I can do space W. It's like which key only. You can see that I will window new window I will window MRU, I will quit and all is there. I can have split. This is horizontal split, and V will be, where's V? Yeah, V is this thing, vertical split. Okay. So this is there. Then I can open another file. I can go to ClangD, for example. Yeah, there you go, right? So on the left we have ClangD, and on the right we have this. Now, if you don't know how to resize, you can do resize. Oh, there's no option to resize. Width maybe, yeah, set width. Yes, I think you can do that. So these are like just normal options, right? Yeah, we are being fine. Yeah, yeah. Please take your time. Take your time. Thank you for being here in any case, right? So I mean, these are the like few of the features that it provides, right? And it kind of helps you a lot in getting started. All right. And we can save file as well. We can ignore as well. Modified buffers exist. No, I don't want to save when Emacs is done exiting, right? So that's small things. Nothing major that I wanted to discuss. Now we can go to Emacs source code. We can start with src edit functions.c, right? And I can get it all connected. Transpose regions. This is the, I think, point where we were talking about that if you are changing something here and if you start changing, there's possibility of a noticeable delay. Okay. Now we're going to talk about gap buffer data structure again. All right, I think I'm gonna wait for 1 more minute and all right, so over here we're gonna look at transpose regions. I think this is what we were looking for. Transpose regions. No, what was the transpose markers, right? Yeah, there you go, right? This is what we were looking for. So transpose the markers in two regions of the current buffer and adjust in the ones between them if necessary. Start one, end one are the character positions of the first region. Start one, end one byte are the byte positions. Start one, end two are the character positions of the second region. And start two byte, end two byte are the byte positions. So this traverses the entire marker list of the buffer to do so, adding an appropriate amount to some, subtracting from some, and leaving the rest untouched. Most of this is copied from adjust markers in del.c. Okay. So it's the caller's job to ensure this is the case. Okay. Sounds good. The reason we are talking about is because we transpose regions. What was it? Where was it? What were we talking about here? I think this is what we were talking about. Transpose regions and not markers. Yeah. Sorry. Right. So we can go down. Over here, we were talking about this, I think, in the last point, right? It must be pointed out that the really sturdily thing to do would be not to move the gap at all, but to leave it in place and work around it if necessary. This would be extremely efficient, especially considering that people are likely to do transpositions near where they are working interactively, which is if exactly where the gap would be found. However, such code would be much harder to write and to read. So if you are reading this comment and are feeling squirrely, by all means have a go. I just didn't feel like doing it, so I will simply move the gap the minimum distance to get it out of the way, and then deal with an unbroken array. Okay. All right. So for this we need to go through gap buffer array again and try to like maybe spend some time understanding what it means, right? So gap buffer. I think we'll just go to data structure. I mean Wikipedia over here. I hope I have dark mode on here. I think I installed it, right? Did I not? Manage extensions. I had dark. Okay. There was this dark reader. Oh, okay. I'm not in. I think I had that installed in Chrome and not in Microsoft Edge. Cool. This is there, right? Okay. So I think we discussed this about. Hello, amigo. I'm back. Yo, what's up? I thought you said 15 minutes. You are back in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. What kind of meeting was it? Okay, I should not ask. Yeah, don't answer that question. It's corporate world. I spent the whole day building a feature and he canceled the meet. That just happens all the day, right? I mean, when people say that you need to learn how to disconnect from work and enjoy life, I'm like, yeah, it's very easy for me to disconnect from work. I'm an intern. I can reveal trade secrets and say, oops. Oh, yeah, intern. Okay, so you're not graduated yet, is it? I did not know that. Okay, let me also bring that chat here. Hmm. All right, guys. I'm not feeling good at all. Nope. Oh, you're not graduated yet. Okay, interesting. I thought you graduated. For intern, you know a lot, bro. Just keep going into the depth of things and don't be. If you are looking for a suggestion, my only suggestion would be that don't be very strongly opinionated about things. Be a bit flexible because I don't know if I have kind of talked about it before, but maybe now is a good time. So I've not touched upon this for so long for a reason, but I'll tell you a story. Right. So I was in my fourth year of college, under graduation, BTech in computer science and engineering. Okay. And I was very much into computer vision. Okay. I used to think that, okay, computer vision is my thing. I used to relate with a lot of images and stuff. So one of my professors came and told me that, Kush, I understand you are interested in this field, right? I understand that you are passionate about it, but be a bit more flexible, learn everything that comes your way. Okay, so like for example, in DBMS, database and management system, I used to take it lightly. That I mean, not lightly as in that I'll not do the course, I'll not do the assignments and all, but I was not the most active student in the course at that time, right? And my professors would have loved me to be a bit more religious if I have to pick a word, right? And that's something that I understood after graduation, because when I started doing computer vision in a few startups I had joined, I realized I really like development more than computer vision. Maybe I was more like I was more in an exploratory stage, and I kind of ran away from the fact, right? I was very strongly opinionated about myself that yes, this is what I want to do, right? And that's something that I missed out on maybe in the initial few years. But I'm very happy now that I'm in a field that I enjoy right now. But I'm very much open to as well that, okay, if 2 years down the line, if I have to do something else, I will consider, right? I may not do it. I might end up doing the same thing that I'm doing right now as well, right? So a lot of X factor things come when you know a single thing very very well, but you also know other things, at least you know the terms and all, right? So for us, for example, for computer science engineers, I think it's very important to know how a operating system works, right? How an operating system works, sorry, right? How does a text editor work, for example? It's not really like on the top of, like, on the top level, right? You don't have to know, okay, what kind of data structures are used and all, right? Like in interviews they ask you these questions, right? How does an executable file work? What happens when you go to http google.com? What happens after that, right? How does a request call is make like how does a request call work, for example? So these things may not be like the best questions in interviews. I can't argue on that. I don't know enough about it. I'm not senior enough to comment on that as well. But I'm just saying, like, be as flexible as you can, be opinionated, but don't be strongly opinionated that you don't end up listening to people, right? I've seen so many youngsters in Bangalore nowadays that no, Rust is a language to go, we should rewrite everything in Rust, or we should not rewrite anything in Rust. I'm like, sometimes just listen to people, okay? Like when you are in meetups and all, I see this enthusiasm in people that they want to be involved in a discussion, which is great. Yes, I understand, like, they're enthu for, you know, being involved in something. Maybe they have this fear of missing out on something, right? But at the same point of time, you should be listening to the experienced folks, grasp as much as you can at that point of time, ask as many questions as possible, and if they are asking a question, cross question, then answer. But sometimes just being a really really good listener helps a lot, right? For example, right now this guy is just listening to me, right? He's not like arguing to me that no, this is wrong, this is wrong, right? He's just listening, right? Assuming that he's here. Yeah, there you go, right? I got 3 more months before I graduate. Tabhi I'm surprised that it's me who pushes the code to prod with no code reviews and then deploy to prod. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm here. Like you see, this guy was just listening. He did not argue. He did not say that no, this is wrong, this is right. Yeah, exactly right. So that's what I mean. Sometimes you just need to have that. Um, I don't know what you call it, a skill to listen, right? And as much as you can. Like for example, there was this React meetup in Bangalore, and I don't know React at all. I'm not even interested in learning it right now. But I did not go to attend the React talks. Okay, with due respect, I because I don't know enough about it, and I'm not in that field right now, and I don't have time to attend all the meetups of all the languages. But there was this guy who was coming up, he works for a browser company, right? Vivek, you guys can check him out on Twitter. So he's the only browser company engineer in India. So I just went to meet him there, right? And I when I met him, I just wanted to listen to his opinion and listen to his thoughts, because he has been working on browsers for so long, and I wanted to be involved in browsers or something of that sort in my passion projects or something, hobby projects maybe, right? So I just went and talked to him for 2 hours or something, just knowing whatever he knows, right, and getting his opinions. Maybe I'll not end up following all of them. Maybe I'm not capable enough right now, whatever it could be. But just knowing that how he feels about things opens up your mind a lot, right? So I mean, do that as much as possible. It's an advice to everyone who is in computer science, right? Know your field, right? Know what is engineering, know what is computer science, right? Don't just think that coding is a part. If you like, for example, a small thing, right? In a company, right? If you're asked to do Python, right, and you want to optimize something, you end up using multi-threading as an example, right? But you should be curious enough to know how does multi-threading work. If you are, if you want to progress in this field, or if you like, you should have these questions. And by should, I mean, it would be nice that you have those questions. People survive without having those questions as well. It's all good, right? But what I mean is, you should know and go and figure out what is GIL, what is global interpreter lock, how is it being removed. You should always know when to stop, to be honest. You should not like end up being like, okay, I'm now gonna go to the whole Python code base, look at how it's implemented. No, I mean, if you're curious, sure, but your work is work. Also, yeah, I agree with you. I don't hold strong opinions. All I do is learn as much as I can while I can. Right now it is LLMs, back and it was DL, next time is blockchain, then bioinformatics. Yeah, right. See, you have a path to follow. As I said, follow the T level, right? You know enough about things, and then you go into depth in the thing that you like a lot, right? I really strongly believe in that as well. Same with projects. You should not end up doing one single project in your whole life, because it's a competitive market, right? You need to deliver fast as well. You can't just be like, okay, I'm building something, it will be ready in 10 years. Sure, maybe you will get a novel, no, prize for that, Nobel Prize for that. But the point is, you have to survive, you have to earn money as well. So what that means is, like, be like browser company, for example. They started with Arc browser. They started with only Mac. Then they brought it to Windows. Then they're slowly figuring out what to do and all. But now they're in the market, right? So that's what I believe. Like, be in the market. Don't be very strongly opinionated that you don't end up listening to other people. At the same point of time, it's very normal to have opinions, and kind of expressing them is totally fine. Multi-threading should be the last thing you do. Data data is go. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, yeah, debatable, but yes, that's a statement to make, right? All right, but that's my thoughts on this. I hope everyone succeeds in life. Definition of success is onto them, to be honest. But I hope people start taking life more sincerely and religiously. Whatever you do, you're responsible, right? Freedom comes with responsibility. All these resources we are using, we should be responsible enough to do something out of it, right? Um, that's a philosophical lesson. Thank you for listening. Thank you. You only fail at things you give a shit about. Exactly, right? Yeah, hi, by the way, Darshan, thank you so much for joining. Is it your first time though? I'm sorry, I was talking just some advices I would have given to myself if I was in the fourth year of college. It's your second time, okay? Thank you for giving Darshan uh, to us for the second time. No wonder why mom calls me a failure. That's a really nice quote, by the way. You only fail at things you give shit about. Yeah, that's a. I've not heard a better quote in the last week or so than this. This is really deep. Like, I mean, if you think about it, right? Like, hey, hi, Nabin. Thank you so much for joining. What's up? Like, you. This is like the thing is, the special thing about this quote is that it's not just applicable to development. It's applicable to life as well, right? You don't give shit about what is happening in XYZ nation, then you're not going to fail at it, right? Like you're not going to be affected by it. But you give a shit about maybe, let's say, your own life or your own uh, what's happening in your surroundings, then of course you're going to fail at it as well. And of course you're going to succeed at it as well, right? I mean, that's the point. How are you doing, guys? How are you doing, Darshan? How are you doing, Navin? How are you doing? By the way, I shifted to Emacs from NeoVim, if in case you were wondering. And the shift is just about exploring Emacs for now. Like I don't think I have a reason to go back to NeoVim right now because they both offer the same things to me right now. And as I said, I want to explore Emacs, so I think I have enough reasons to stick to it and see how it goes. Also, just FI again, I'm having fever and cold. Nature decided to call me. Sure. Take your time. Some haters also use a data structure called rope. Yep. I think rope was an alternative to string, is it right? I think in the last stream we were looking at it. I was also supposed to look at they did mention rope here. Yeah, yep. Yeah, text editing program and all. The interesting thing is, right, I'll tell you what, maybe rope is not the future, maybe rope is not supposed to be used anymore, right? But just knowing how strings came into picture, for example, how maybe gap buffer is like the buffer gap or whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe it's not the future at all. There are better data structures than this, right? But just going through this and understanding how it works is going to teach us a lot, right? So that in the future we know what mistakes the buffer gap have, and how can you just overcome it and make a better data structure, for example, right? So we were going through this last time. So Emacs uses this buffer gap. So Emacs buffers are implemented using an invisible gap. So Emacs buffers. All good. How are you, Ravi? I got a research intern position under MIT with postdoctoral researcher on his personal project. Yay, that's congratulations, guys. Feel free to congratulate him, guys. Very happy for you. Congratulations. This is very good. Keep doing all the hard work possible. Very happy, very happy for you. And thank you for sharing the good news. Really proud moment, right? How do you feel about it? How are you feeling? Are you feeling excited, nervous? Thoda, maybe, at some point of time when you have a good news, what you do is you take a deep breath and you congratulate yourself for all the hard work you have done, right? Sometimes it's okay to celebrate your small success as well. And small, by that I mean that I know you have a lot to achieve, so it's a step forward, right? But sometimes it's really fine to celebrate it. I know people nowadays are like, no, you should not celebrate, he's just boasting about it. No, go ahead and celebrate. And by celebrate I mean it's up to you. If I remember correctly, major flaw in buffer gap was this lack of first class multi-cursor support, at which rope is very good and efficient end, but gap buffer is still okay, even including multi-cursors. I'm not sure about I don't is rope and I mean, okay, the use of gap buffers is based on the assumption that such recopying occurs rarely enough that its cost can be amortized over the more common cheap operations. This makes the gap buffer a simpler alternative to rope or for use in text editors such as Emacs, right? We'll have to take a look. I don't know enough about rope to comment on it, to be honest, but thank you for giving this context. Maybe once we compare rope and gap buffer implementation, we will know more. That's so good, Nabin. Yes, yep. Very happy for him, right? All right, let's start looking at Emacs, what they were saying. So Emacs buffers are implemented. Let me just bring it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Emacs buffers are implemented using an invisible gap to make insertion and deletion faster. Insertion works by filling in part of the gap, and deletion adds to the gap. Of course, this means the gap must first be moved to the locus of the insertion and deletion. Emacs moves the gap only when you try to insert or delete. This is why your first editing command in one part of a large buffer after previously editing in another away part sometimes involves a noticeable delay. So this is something that we were exploring yesterday, and I'll show you where we kind of thought that, okay, this is there. This mechanism involves invisibly in this mechanism works invisibly, and Lisp code should never be affected by gap's current location, but these functions are available for getting information about the gap status in case you want it, right? Perfect. Okay. Maybe we can start looking at. So over here, I believe that this is where it was happening. I could be wrong, but this is where we were thinking about it. Yeah, this is where we were thinking that copy interface is happening again and again, right? If I kind of go to the top and look at this comment, okay, so what we can do is we can read through this comment. The possibilities are adjacent, which are contiguous regions. We went to Google and understood the pronunciation of is contiguous. So adjacent regions or separate but equal regions. So the possibilities are that it could be regions that are adjacent, that are very close to each other, or separate, that they are not close but equal regions, not really equal in this case. Okay, so they really mean equal over here, or separate regions of unequal size. So there are two possibilities, okay, and they are pairing up adjacent and separate but equal regions together. So we'll see what is there. So the worst case is usually number 2. It means that aside from potential need for getting the gap out of the way, it means that there also needs to be a shifting of the text between the two regions. So if they are spread far apart, we are that much slower, right? And if you remember, we were just looking at this, for example, right? This is what it was saying. This is why a first editing command in one part of a large buffer after previously editing in another far away part sometimes involves a noticeable delay. So my guess was yes, that could be the reason that this is happening as well. Okay. So it must be pointed out. Let me get the chat. Okay. So it must be pointed out that the really studly thing to do would be not to move the gap at all, but to leave it in place and work around it if necessary. This would be extremely efficient, especially considering that people are likely to do transpositions near where they are working interactively, which is exactly where the gap would be found. So it's more like the buffer gap thing, right? As it says, it kind of assumes that people are mostly going to work around the current cursor position. So that's what they assumed. However, such code would be much harder to write and to read. Oh, honestly asking which we are stream when. Okay. Let me just do this, guys. Let me take the screenshot and send it to him right now. Let me just hold him responsible for this now, okay? I have sent the screenshot to him. I really, bhaiya, people are asking for you. Kab aoge stream par? Question mark. Okay. So I've set it up. I've sent him the message. I will. It's on me. It's on me. So I would really push him to come this time. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. But it's just like he's also very busy with everything else, so it's very hard to find time out of his schedule. Thank you for understanding, and thank you for asking these questions regularly as well. All right, so we were going through this, right? So this would be extremely efficient, especially considering that people are likely to do transpositions near where they are working interactively, which is exactly where the gap would be found. However, such code would be much harder to write and to read. So if you are reading this comment and are feeling squirrely, by all means, have a go. I just did not feel like doing it, so I'll simply move the gap the minimum distance to get it out of the way and then deal with an unbroken array. So I think they are kind of breaking the rule of buffer gap. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at this, right? So make sure the gap will not interfere by moving it out of the text. Okay, my mother is messaging in the group. Sorry, guys. All right, so make sure the gap will not interfere by moving it out of the text we will operate on. Gap initially was, so this is, I think I put over here. So if there's a, oh, this is Emacs code base, by the way, Emacs src edit functions.c. So in the last stream, we were going through Emacs code base and we found this thing and we were just going through it to understand. And this is, by the way, it's very funny. I mean, it's not funny, it's just, right. So this was really 31 years back. I'll show you guys. I'm sorry, okay. How do I, yeah, okay. So this is 31 years old code base, and this is 31 years old comment as well from by our very own Richard Stallman. So it's just that old code base. I've done git clone depth 1, so that's why I'll not have all the commit blame and all. So that's why git blame did not work. My brother messages जब कुछ होगा मेरे पास बोलने का. Guys, you have questions for him, right? I can just ask him come for an AMA or something. He thinks that he has nothing to talk about. I'll just ping him. AMA कर लेते हैं आपके साथ. Alright, so over here what are they doing? If start1 is less than gap and gap is less than n2, what this means is if gap kind of exists between start1 and n2, and then you do gap minus start1 is less than n2 minus gap, move gap both start1 and start1 byte, move gap both. What does it do, by the way? So I think this just means that if gap minus start1 is less than, that means that if gap is closer to start, if I'm not wrong, this means that if gap is closer to start1, right, then you move gap both start1 and n byte, right? So what does it mean? Extern void gap, move gap both, define in install.c. Okay, why is it asking me every time? Okay, what was it? Move gap both. So move gap to byte position, which is also character position, char position. Note that this can quit. Okay. So what this is doing is it will move the gap to the byte position, whatever that you're passing, which is also char position, Okay. So assert char position equal to byte to char. So just making sure that they both are equal. I think that's what they're doing, which is interesting. If byte position is less than GPT byte, so GPT byte is the current byte position, right? If you go to this position of gap in buffer, okay. So this GPT byte is just the current byte position of buffer, if I'm not wrong. And here you're doing gap left, char position, byte position, comma 0. And if byte position is greater than GPT byte, then it's gonna, I don't know what this says, move the gap to a position greater than the current GPT. Okay, and gap left is gonna move the gap to a position less than the current GPT. Okay, I'm not gonna go through how it does it and all. That's for later once we understand how does gap buffer work. But for now, we get it. Okay, that is just moving the gap given the current position, byte position and all. That's okay, right? Where were we? I think we were in edit function.c over here, right? So this is what we are doing essentially. I think we are moving gap to start one byte position, right? And if gap is closer to n2, we are moving gap to n2 byte position. Okay, so we have start 2 byte, length 1 byte. Again, we are just getting the start 2 byte position. Length 1 byte is what? n1 minus start 1 byte. Okay, I don't think I need to look at this for now. Byte combining debug, if define. Okay, debug mode, probably we can skip it for now. Okay, how about checking to see if the gap is large enough to use as a temporary storage? That would avoid an allocation. Interesting later, don't fool with it now. So there's another idea that came in his mind, I think. How about checking to see if the gap is large enough to use as a temporary storage? That would avoid an allocation. Interesting later, don't fool with it now. We'll see what it means, okay? So over here you see that this is adjacent regions, right? So by default you guys will understand, right? If I'm moving from, right, okay, I'll show you this thing, right? So you're starting with 0, 0, okay, and you're ending with, let's say, 2, 0, okay. Now what was this, by the way? Sorry, okay, 2, 0, right? So what will be the adjacent of it, right? Imagine something will start immediately from 2, 0 and it will end at 10, 0, right? So here what's happening is start 1 is at 0, 0, right? End 1 is at 2, 0, right? And end start 2 is also at 2, 0, and n2 equal to 10, 0, right? So this is like adjacent case, right? So adjacent regions, you see n1 equal to start 2. Then you're modifying text, record change, temp interval, copy intervals. Don't. So this is something I'm not concerned about right now. I'm sorry, because that will just kind of, you know, mean that we are reading through the Emacs code base and understanding everything of it is not possible. We will just move forward because our next point is understanding what's the next case. The next case is non-adjacent regions because n1 is not equal to start 2. Okay, and he just wrote blah. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's okay. Now here there are two possibilities, okay? As they said, there could be a non-adjacent region, but they're of the same size, okay? Which is a good case for them. We'll understand why, because I don't understand so far. And there's another case when they are separate, but they're also unequal in size, okay? So what happens in that case? So regions are same size though, how nice. So in that case, if length 1 byte equal to length 2 byte, right? I think length 1, we did see the definition of it, right? So this is length 1 byte, length 1 byte equal to, yeah, char 2 byte n1 minus start 1 byte, which makes sense, right? This is how you will essentially calculate the byte length, right? So this is how they're doing it. So if regions are of same size, record change temp interval, copy intervals, current interval, start 1, length 1, start 2, length 2, temp interval 3, valid interval range. Okay, set text properties. This is all they are doing. Okay, now is a point. Now there's another point where second region is larger than the first, not non-adjacent and unequal size. Area between must also be shifted. In this case, what they're saying is whatever there is an area between, I think. Hey, hi, good to see you after so long. Hey, hi, Rishikesh. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm happy as well that you guys are here. I don't know how many people are watching the stream, sorry. But whoever is watching the stream, thank you so much. And please feel free to like and subscribe if you can. No push at all. If you guys don't want to as well, that's fine. So what do we have, right? Else if length 1 byte is less than length 2 byte, in this case, what they mean is the second region is larger than the first, right? In that case, I think what they will be doing is the area that they shift would be length 1, right? If I'm not wrong. I mean, that would make sense, right? So there are copy intervals, current interval, which is what we saw already. Length mid, how did they calculate length mid? We need to see. Temp interval, 2 temp interval, mid is a new thing. This is not what was there before. And this is all whatever there was before. Holds region 2. So this is going to hold the region 2. They're going to allocate a memory of length 2 byte, as you can see, right? Safe allocation, right? Start 1 address, start 2 address, mem copy, start 2 address, length 2 byte, move it to temp, mem copy, start 1 address plus length mid plus length 2 byte. So this length mid we need to understand, and they're moving, okay, mem move, this is just copying, okay, then they are basically length 2 byte, start 1, okay, we need to, I don't know what they're doing to be honest here. Graph intervals, second region smaller than the first. I guess I can take a look here. This is temp interval 1. What is this? What is this length mid about though? I'm not sure. Wait a minute, guys. Temp interval mid equal to, no, this is not I want to see. Yeah, length mid is what? Yeah, length mid equal to start 2 underscore byte minus start 1 byte plus length. Okay. Okay, so start 2 byte minus start 1 byte plus length byte, which is essentially n1 byte, right? Why did they do that? Okay, because they did not have n1 byte as an input, so they relied on that. Okay, makes sense. So I think this just means that, okay, let's say if I was at 10 comma 0, which is like the start 2, okay, so start 2 is 10 comma 0, okay. Similarly, maybe start 1 is at 0 comma 0, and we have length is 4, okay. So in this case, this length mid will be basically what, right? 10 minus 4 comma 0, right? Something like this. I'm not, of course, this is not in bytes. Just saying this is how it maybe is working. So in that case, you'll have 6 comma 0, right? And that will work probably, right? So this temp interval mid is what doing? Copy intervals. What does copy interval do? Produce an interval tree reflecting the intervals in tree from start to start plus length. Okay, so they're creating a new interval tree, which you are already passing interval tree. Produce an interval tree reflecting the intervals in tree, okay, from start to start plus length. From start to start plus length, produce an interval tree. I don't know what's an interval tree to be honest, which is okay, we can understand it later. Okay, so for now we did see all of this. Now let's actually go back and try to understand how does it work. How does a buffer gap work, and maybe try to take it from there, okay? Are you guys following with me so far? Is anyone here? You can say hi. What's the time? 5 o'clock already. Come on, guys. Is this a short stream? You can say hi. I need to drink water. 1 second, please. Okay. Today there was a workshop of Django in our college. At 2 hours was only installation part. In like college, like most of the time is wasted. Darshan, skill issue. Oh, sorry. Is it like, do you mean that I'm not skillful enough? Like, I mean, Kush is not skillful enough. I don't want to come, but there are attendance issues. Rishikesh, is there any other way out? Hmm. You know what? It's a very interesting question, and I kind of can relate with it. Okay, for sure, I can relate with it. And the reason is because this used to happen with me as well, right? Sometimes, and with a lot of people who have studied in like C in 11th and 12th standard, when they go to college, they are still teaching them, okay, guys, this is how you should print uh, hello world and all, right? Darshan says other way around, I'm not skilled enough. That's not the case at all. Darshan, thank you so much, but I respect your decision. Whenever you feel like you can hop on the stream and say hi. But thank you so much for being here. We are all learning. I'm not skillful enough as well. So good to meet you, and thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Yes, enjoy your weekend, by the way. Do whatever you would want to do in life. So Rishikesh, I was saying this thing, right? So this has happened with me as well. So first of all, I can relate. Don't feel like it's only happening with you. Secondly, the thing is, you have an option, right? You take your laptop with you, with yourself. When you're in the workshop, once they are teaching how to set up Django, you do listen to them initially, or you ask for them like to share some documentation and all. And while they're teaching all of that, you open Django documentation. Do exactly something related to Django. See, what one thing I realized: if I'm sitting in a lecture of physics, if I'm studying chemistry, that would be offensive to the professor. Okay, that might be, would be, I don't know how professors are in general, but what I used to do was, okay, you are teaching me this particular chapter, I'm gonna read this chapter only, but in detail. Okay, so that it's not an insult to you as a professor, but it's also not an insult to my time, because I know this stuff already. Maybe I'm confident about it, maybe I've studied it before, so there is no point doing it again and again. Okay, because a professor has to go along with all the 60 or 120 people in the batch, right? So what I would say is take a laptop with you, do Django only. Okay, they are teaching you Django, you do Django only, but you kind of go through documentation, try to make the best use of it, right? Like that's the best way to make use of your time. There's no other way out, to be honest, because like in college, the way it happens, right? This time management thing is very difficult, right? Because you want to understand something, you want to go in detail about something else, but you don't get enough time, right? You have to attend all the lectures, and it's like attendance issues are there, and then maybe professor might take a quiz today, you have to go, it could be a random quiz, so you have to show up, and all these things will always be there. Your target should be just to make the best out of it. As I said, if you're not allowed to take a laptop with yourself, take a book and try to just do that, right? I'm in semester 2. By now they taught hello world in C, JavaScript, HTML, PHP, Python, SQL, and CSS. I'm not very good at hello worlding. Hard relate. Rishikesh, exactly right. Today's workshop was like once in a while. It's generally they would even not even care about teaching, they just want to spend students time and mess them up, right? See, both of you guys, I can totally relate. Okay, first of all, it's every college student's life, right? At the same point of time, these clubs, for example, they'll ask you to come. Okay, they have this technical fest coming up, and they'll ask that, okay, everyone has to be there on the ground floor. All the seniors will come and say that, no, why were you not there? And they'll try to fight with you, and all these things will always be there. See, this is what college life teaches you, right? You, even in corporate world, this is going to happen. There will be recruiters, there will be HR managers who are going to teach you that, who are going to ask you to do some courses about security, about cyber security, about female security policy. I don't know, post, for example, like how should you behave in front of public, and you have to spend hours doing it, right? And see, at the end, it's their job to make sure that you do it, and it's your job to make sure that you do it as well, so that your manager doesn't is not in the zone where he has to ask you to do it. But at the same point of time, how can you do it quickly, right? So if they ask you to attend the workshop, go and attend the workshop, right? Posh mentioned, yes, right? Like, I mean, these things are funny, right? And they're required. But at the same point of time, people are not really going to follow the rules. If they were going to follow the rules, the world would be a beautiful place. at the same point of time, they have rules for a reason, and you still are supposed to let them know that these are the rules, right? We had to our workshop on it 4th day of college, or is it? You have workshop on Posh in college? That's very interesting, because I don't think I think college is the last place where Posh is followed. To be honest, like I mean, all the rules are broken in college nowadays, right? In our times, it was different, right? Even when we had to take a number of a girl, it took us months to just kind of, I mean, took us by that mean, me and my circle, for example. It took us some time. It took us 15 to 20 days to have that courage to go and ask, hey, can we chat on WhatsApp? I'm like, okay. But that was 2016. It's still not old. I'm not that old. Yeah. But that's what I'm telling you guys, right? You go to a lecture, you think it's not of your use. You try to spend more time understanding the context itself by going deep into that. Take a library, like go to library, get a book of that course only. Go into that, go into detail, try to do your assignment only at that point of time. Be smart, guys. See, again, I'm saying I'm not promoting that you should ignore the professor or do and all of that. See, take the back seat, open something else. Like sometimes I would even watch any course or something, because I know this workshop is of no use for me, but then college has forced us because they wanted to show some attendance that, see, this workshop had so many people that like you attended and all. Sure, okay, we'll go and just do something else, or sometimes even enjoy, right? For example, if I'm spending 7 days a week working hard, if there's on a 6th day they ask that everyone has to attend this workshop, so maybe sit with your friends and do a bit of masti and all, right? Like just kind of enjoy that company and make fun of things here and there. Of course, don't be rude and all, right? Yes, I mean, you have to make time for your work as well, but sometimes just enjoy and let it be. Like life is not running away, okay? If you think your time is getting wasted, make sure that you waste it fully, so that once you go back home, you feel like, okay, your time has been wasted. Now you have to go and work. What people do wrong is when they are wasting time, they are thinking that, oh, I'm wasting time, oh, I'm wasting time, oh, I'm wasting time. So they have not really wasted time as well. What I mean is, when you're enjoying, you enjoy it 100%. When you're working, you work 100%. And guys, please, by what I mean, enjoy 100% doesn't mean that you should cross limits. Like that you should, like being in Bangalore, I kind of hate the culture here when people kind of break the trust of their partners. They think it's cool and all. I don't mean that. When I mean that you're enjoying if you're on a trip, enjoy. Okay. But once you're back, know that you're back. So this is what 100% enjoying means. By the way, you're on point. Most professors will not complain if you are learning on your own, unless they do. If they do, don't do it again. Exactly right. That's exactly what I'm saying. See, you should not offend a professor as well. Never ever fight with a professor. He can actually fail you. No matter what you say, that it's not written in the constitution and all. A professor is the strongest person in that room right now. Okay, and he's old as well. You should not make fun of him as well. What he would really love is that if he's teaching mathematics and you are picking up the same book from library and just saying that, okay, I was just curious, I was learning it more. And he's going to be very impressed, right? I explored ML field. I'm waiting for this semester to get over and we'll do a bunch of courses. Exactly, like whatever you want to do, you do it right, and just do it religiously. Be sincere about life, and you will rock the what's the song? Rock and roll, Sony. Yeah, when I'm back home, I'm kind of stressed from the college lectures. That's what I'm saying, right? I'll tell you what we used to do, okay? All right, so I'll tell you a very good story, right? How to manage time in college, right? This is something I learned from my batchmate. Type fast, I'm 25.7 right now. Maybe I'm like, the thing is, I'm about to be 26 this year. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. All right. And welcome to the stream for the first time. New subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here as well. Thank you so much. All right, so this is a really interesting thing. Okay, we were talking about how to figure out how to make time in the college, and this is like my friend taught me as well, and kind of my brother taught me as well. So many people taught me. Okay, so I'll tell you what we used to do. Okay, I'm not talking about 4th year. In 4th year, my schedule was totally different. It was ideal how a human being should live. But I'll tell about 1st and 2nd and 3rd year. Okay, so I was always the person who would attend all the lectures, who would try to attend all the lectures as possible. Okay. So what, Darshan, I'll come back to your question. Okay. Just 1 second. I'll kind of talk about it and then come back to your question. Okay. So what we used to do was all the assignments that were there, before attending the lectures, I knew that in the morning I'll wake up on time, I'll take bath. I never skipped taking bath. Okay, even now I kind of feel very dirty if I'm not taking bath early in the morning. So that's just a thing. I don't know why. But once I'm done setting up myself and all. I'll finish all the assignments because I know anyways people are gonna come up in the morning and say that, by the way, did you do this assignment? Today's the deadline. Today's the deadline. Someone will have it done already, and you have to copy or paste or something. No matter how much you run away from it, I knew that morning is always going to be history. Okay, and I cannot pick up something that I want to be focused on. It's just not possible in hostel life. Okay, so I knew that, okay, morning everyone is going to do assignments, so I can pair up with them, or even I can do as well. Or sometimes at night before sleeping I'll do, if the deadline is 12 a.m. or something. Okay, no matter how much you try doing it 3 days back and or something, I knew that sometimes you have to spend 5 minutes at least before the deadline. So I knew that, okay, this is going to be panic. Let's just enjoy the panic, because this is kind of a hostel life you want to live as well, right? These kind of moments you're going to enjoy forever. So I knew that, okay, whatever happens, I have to do it that time as well. Maybe not from the scratch. I've done something already, right? And then I'll attend all the lectures. The smart thing I would do is that, okay, I will know that which lecture is kind of light, more of a fun lecture. Maybe, for example, when they used to teach us entrepreneurship, we used to enjoy a lot because it would be like, digital learning and some very interactive learning as well. So I used to know that, okay, there are these very serious lectures coming up, and then there's fun lecture as well. I'm not saying that's not serious, but it's fun lecture as well. So, we sit along with your friends, when to sit with your friends and when to kind of have your own space as well was very important. So I kind of did that. And in any CSE lecture, for example, if I thought that I knew this before, if I know this beforehand, what I would do is I would pick up something from library, a book as well, or just open my mobile and go through some same course only, but I would just start learning that only. Okay, and that's how I would figure out time. Some people in the break of lectures, they would go to canteen and eat something and gossip and all. I would do that as well if sometimes I'm like feeling very tired, I need to walk around, but sometimes I'm just like, enjoying some songs and all, and that's it. Nothing else. Lecture time is my lecture time. I kind of knew this because I did not want to fight with professors that, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I never wanted to do that. I wanted to be sincere as much as possible. Not everything is possible. So I did that. Of course, one small thing I would suggest as well, sometimes when you have assignments, feel free to be smart enough on how to do that during lecture hours as well. When you think that something is going on is something you already know, or you can cover up later. So, or even in the breaks as well, when you think that there's 1 hour break between 2 lectures, you can go to library and finish your assignment. Because this context switch is very harmful, right? You're switching from one lecture, then you're going to a canteen. That much 15 minutes is going to take for you to reach to canteen, order something that's going to take 15 minutes, come back, eat 15 minutes, everything is done, right? So you've lost your 1 hour already there. So I'm like, okay, if I know that I can quickly go to library, I can sit and start working, or I can just be in the lecture, or I can do it. I can try doing it, okay? It's not like I was very yeah, I just used to do this, for example, right? After this is done, I would go and have lunch. I'll, as much as possible, I'll try to pick up that lunch and go to my room and eat it in front of my laptop, play my favorite show, because in lunchtime there would be a lot of noise. There'll be a lot of guys around, like in our hostel, and they'll be talking about some other topic and all. I would generally prefer peace in my lunchtime. So I will take that, and sometimes I'll end up sleeping as well, because in afternoon times it take a lot of workshops and labs and all. Okay, so one thing I would honestly suggest you guys doing as well is be in the loop with your professor. Okay, so what I would do is I would talk to my professor and say that, sir, I know this, okay, I've done this, give me the assignment, I will do it, but can I just come and do it before and I can leave early? Because in these labs what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to solve some problems. Okay, and I would tell this to them, tell this to him that, sir, like, you give me the problems, I'll do it for sure, but can I leave in 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes instead of being here for 2 hours? Because then I have nothing else to do. What will I do sitting in the lab with their PC, which doesn't have everything installed and all? Can I just go back to room and have my own space and kind of take a rest as well? And some professors will understand. Some professors will say that, okay, no, you have to stay, because other people will also come and say that, I'm okay, I understand. At least I ask them that, is it okay? And generally it's okay with them, because see, no professor wants you to be there 100% of times. That's not true. It's just that he is in this situation where others will also come and say that, hey, sir, Kush went, why can't we? right? So the only answer is that he did the assignment. So once you are done completing the assignment, you can go as well. What is he getting anyways, right? So that's the point. So I kind of realized that keeping your professors in the loop of what your goals are in life is will help me a ton. So I used to go and talk to them as well. Sir, this is what I want to do in life, right? This is what I want to accomplish. And they will, even in labs, even in lecture halls, sometimes it happens that when I was not focused, he will come and tell me that, Kush, this is an important topic, focus. Okay. And then I would realize that this is aligned towards my goal as well. And he's just pinpointing me for my own good, right? So that's something, it's not going to work out for all the professors, but if it works for two as well, you imagine how much time have you saved, right? So that's something I used to do. So not all my hours are spent in labs just doing hello world programs, but even if there are, what's in, like, if you think you know it, just go and do it, right? If you think that you can do it in 1 minute, go and do it in 1 minute. What's the problem? Follow the rules, right? So that's what I used to do. And I would come back and afternoon is not generally my very focused time. I would watch Tarak Mehta or something. Don't judge me, but I used to watch it a lot. I still watch it sometimes. So I used to watch it, and then I would just go back and start working. I think evening times again, have snacks, go and talk to your friends, kind of go on an evening walk or something, and then come back and start working again, right? And that's like what I would do is evening time at around 8 or 9 p.m. would be my 1 hour walk session with my girlfriend at that time. Again, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I used to go on a walk for 1 hour or something with my girlfriend at that time, and I would come back and start working again. Like, because we had this, fortunately in hostel, we had this thing that you can't be outside of your hostel after 10 p.m. at that time, and then it kind of got extended till 12 a.m. Right, so I would like, okay, 1 hour we can walk, and after that I'm gonna go back to my laptop, and I would pack something from canteen if I want to eat. But that night time used to be for me. Then I would do some projects. Then I would spend time contributing to open source and all. See, if you have taken lectures seriously, you know what's happening. You know what, because professors will hint you, right? Professors will always say that, देखो ये एग्जाम में पूछा जाएगा, हम पहले ही बता दे रहे हैं. There was a Bihari professor, right? And what he used to do that, देखो हम पहले ही बता दे रहे हैं, ये इम्पॉर्टेंट है, ये आएगा एग्जाम में, फिर तुम लोग आओगे और बोलोगे सर ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, right? So you need to be aware in that lecture hall to just notice what he is pinpointing, right? Sometimes that's all that helps, right? And after that, what I would do is, okay, I would know what are the important topics. I would even actually read the topics as well. Even MIT assignments and all, I would do that. Whatever that is needed, I was very sincere. I'm very proud of it, right? But then that's like night time was my time. Like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna play Tarak Mehta on my mobile. I'm gonna open my laptop and start working, right? And that's something that has made me who I am right now. I may not be good right now, so maybe that's a hint that don't do what I did if you don't want to be like me at some point of time. But if you want to be better than me, I think it's a good start to kind of be sincere about it, right? So that's how you find time, right? You choose friends as well. You choose how many people you want to be with. I had limited friend circle as well. I had a girlfriend at that point of time. So I kind of knew that, okay, where I want to put my time, right? Where I can put my time as well, right? So these things are decision making, like life changing things, okay? So you should never be like, okay, there are 10 friends, 5 friends, I'll meet them in the evening, then they're going to ask you. You need to learn to say no, right? And my like, of course, maybe I would have missed on having 20 friends in life, but the friends I have in life, I think they are good enough, right? And I have my parents, I have my family. If I do good, I know that I'll be proud of myself. It's not that I've missed out on life. I've enjoyed myself, but I'm paying money to study there. I'm not like my parents are paying this money to go and enjoy as well as make something good out of it, right? Engineering is something that kind of excited me and I wanted to take it seriously. So that's something I've done. Hope this helps. I live near where Tarak Mehta is shot. That's great. Thanks for that, Professor advice. Yes. On that same note, right? For example, I'll tell you, when I would not score good marks in some courses, right? I would tell my father that, this didn't go well and all. So he would just ask me, like, I was in canteen one day, I was having snacks. So he called me up and said that, he said this thing that, what went wrong, beta? Apan, we are doing right now. Everything is good, right? We are on the right path now. And I said, Papa, I'm dant kyun? He's like, Like only that thing when he asked me that are we going okay was a question to myself, right? So I kind of started focusing on that all as well. So my father never scolded me for scoring less marks and all. He would just ask me questions. He would just say that okay, chalo theek hai, you are feeling good about it, then you're feeling good about it, right? So these kind of things help you a lot. uh, okay, my mother is here, feeling good. Hi mama, thank you so much for joining. Guys, my mother is here. She's Pratima Pandey is my mother. I'm feeling good. Yes, Mama. For context, guys, I have fever and cold, so she's just asking here. What are you talking about? You what? Wait, what? So I was talking about how to kind of manage time in college life, right? So that's what I was talking about. That's what it's all about. Guys, if you have any complaints, my mother is here. You can complain about that. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Maybe we can talk more about it later. Let me pick up questions now. Fun part, you don't manage it and wing it. Yeah, sometimes you just let it be. So what was it there? You're on point. Yes, I think we have covered NewScript. Thank you so much. I started any session for low level projects. My experience with CS Corridors clones. I think GitHub project based learning. This is I don't generally prefer in these kind of documented things, but I would say just go through this because especially for Rust part, I think they are really interesting. I would say write a microservice in Rust, write a browser in Rust, build browser engine, sorry, write an OS in pure Rust. For example, these things are very interesting, right? I would say that definitely go with this. Look at them, and then once you start doing it, you will have your own ideas for sure. I started learning Rust and now looking to build something, but I'm not too deep into low-level languages. Did front-end only. Is FTP server for file transfer is good enough first project or too much? I think it's all good. Like, see, this all my one small suggestion is try to kind of deliver early. Okay, like it should not be like, oh, I'm working on this for 5 years, it's not done yet. Pick up something and have checkpoints. Okay, whatever project you build, okay, you're like, okay, this is one deliverable I have. Like for example, when I started, if you, I don't know if you know, you guys know about it, but Context Pilot, right? When this project I started with, right, I had the first release on the very first day when I started, right? You see, so it's like something is even going, yeah. Okay. Oh, of course. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So what I'm saying is sometimes all you need to say is, okay, there's an improvement, there's an improvement, there's an improvement. So if you think FTP server is what you want to build, don't try to support deliver faster than an alcohol short skits. Yeah. Dude, Varanium. Yeah. Yes, sir. Right. So have that thing because people are, we see right now, everyone's attention span is very less. Even not even me, even the person who is trying to hire you is gonna say that, okay, tell me quickly why should I hire you, right? I don't have 1 hour. Tell me in 5, describe yourself in 2 sentences. I'm like, what? My name is Kushash Shivani. That is 1 sentence itself. My parents named me with 3 words, long words. How can I describe myself in 2 sentences, right? But our attention span is very less. So you need to deliver faster than what we used to do before, right? So just if you're doing FTP server for file transfer, you think that transferring images is going to be complex, leave it. Do a simple plain text file transfer, build an FTP server for it, then you try and iterate further, right? So that by the end of first year, you have an opportunity to show something in your resume. You can go for an internship, you can get selected, right? And then you can iterate again in the second year, right? My worst decision is going in BCA, and after 6 months I realized I'm learning nothing and I'm learning in home and learned a lot. Yes, exactly, right? Sometimes you learn, see again, you take decisions, you learn quicker, right? As long as you don't spend 1 year to take a decision, it's all good, right? You decide quickly, you iterate on this. As long as you're iterating, then that's really good, right? Thanks for the professor advice. You're most welcome. That's a stress reliever yet. Exactly, right? Night time is my time was epic. I know this point somewhere, but I don't implement it. I'm just going with the flow. I guess I have to make some changes. Yeah. I mean, yes, try to make some changes. It's all good. Sometimes you learn, sometimes you, as I said, we all fail, we all learn. That's it, right? That's life. All right, guys. I think it's time for me to leave. Sorry, I have to go and play badminton. Mama, I'm sorry. I'm going to play badminton in favor. Or if you're asking questions, then I have one. How would you... Okay, I'm going to take this question. How would you throw things without a mentor? Okay. At least for me, it's been like that throughout. No one mentored me with CS and it's all self-learned. Oh, it's very emotional question. I'm going to pick this up, Varanium. It's a very emotional question as well, to be honest. The question is, guys, how would you basically survive? How would you follow a path without having a mentor in life? Right? And I know there are websites that offer paid mentorship and all. I would say that maybe it works for some, but when you have a mentor organically, right? Maybe you met someone and he is able to mentor you no matter what his age is, no matter what way he's coming from. That's a totally different thing. And that's a totally different experience. Even now, for example, the kind of field you have picked up and the kind of field I have picked up, for example, you don't find a lot of Indian engineers in the limelight doing the same thing, right? I would not find a lot of people who are doing something similar to maybe building an operating system from scratch in India. But you maybe find it's possible that you'll find more people in Europe, for example, in the US. Similarly, for them, they may not find Django experts in the US as compared to maybe they'll find in India, right? Um, so what I'll say is, always be on a lookout. Okay, uh, I I can't because I miss having a mentor as well, right? I miss sharing my projects with them and saying that, hey, do you think I'm on a right track? Can you tell me if I'm doing it right? Right? It's just very hard. But what I did was I started being on a lookout. So, for example, if I'm like, as an example, I used to contribute to PyTorch. I was looking at PyTorch. So I went and looked at the maintenance of PyTorch, right? And I started doing something fruitful. So I started writing blogs on my own blog, right? And I would ping the people who are the maintainers of PyTorch and say that, hey, I'm doing it. I'm a beginner. Yes, but I've written something. I would love your views on that, right? And the point is, when you reach out to people and you ask for feedback and it's selfless, right? When it's not about, hey, how do you feel about my project? By the way, are you taking interns, right? Are you looking for like for any full-time hire? That's when they are actually, that's a red flag for a lot of people. Okay, that could be a green flag for some, I don't care. But what I've understood is, when you're looking for help selflessly, when you're just looking for feedback, nothing else, right? You're not looking to, like some people do that, right? They ping a girl that, hey, you're in this company, can we get on a call and talk about it? Sure, she will talk. And then say that, by the way, can we meet for a coffee? No, right? So what I mean is, you look out for people in the same field, you reach out to them, but you have to have something to talk about, right? So in that case, having your own projects helps a lot, right? So if I've done, for example, context pilot RS, like I will be honest, right? So I was doing this CPP file manager thing. And in this project, it's not just me who has contributed. It's I think he created a PR as well. One of the guys who I really admire. I hope he was here. Maybe not here. Maybe in the CPP. In the other. Sorry. I think it's in the deep learning thing. But I can try finding. What was it? It was some C++ project. Okay, maybe I can share it with you guys later on. Maybe this was this one, if I'm not wrong. So there was this guy on LinkedIn who was really good in C++. So I just asked him, hey, do you have any idea how can this work and all? Is this kind of on a right track? He ended up contributing to it. He created a PR. He fixed a few things, right? And I was so humbled. I was so overwhelmed. I don't know how to say it, but it was just no, not Gagandeep. Gagandeep is also a friend. Of course, Gagandeep is good as well, but I can't remember. But it was really nice. Anyways, maybe one day I'll figure it out. Where was it? But I learned a lot from him, right? So I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? Sometimes you just reach out to them, they will end up guiding you. They don't mind doing it, right? So please, for feedback, that's what I've been wanting for so long, like learning and feedback only. Internship jobs, nah, not much. More of a learner and builder. Yes, exactly, right? So, but also, like, you need to have something in the back to talk about. You can't just be like, hey, I'm looking for mentorship, and then you start from scratch. People don't like it, right? Because they don't have time as well. There's so many people reaching out to them. You need to have something really in your back to talk about, right? So for example, you have built this thing in NeoVim plugin and all, right? Reach out to TJ, right? Reach out to TJ on a stream, or maybe someone else who is contributing to NeoVim, and say that, hey, I've been building this thing. Where do you think, like, what could be the future plan of this, right? How do you think I could have done better? How do you think about this and all, whatever, right? And keep it public, right? Definitely one suggestion is, don't try to be in DMs. Sliding into DMs for people is going to be very challenging, because people are just going, they're very busy already. And then if you're asking all these questions in DMs, it's just more like freelancing, right? They get paid for helping people in DMs. Come on, right? And if you ask them in public, it gives them visibility, and also they if someone else has the same question, they can go and point it out to them, right? So there's accountability on both sides. I think that's a really good point. Yeah. The GitHub repo were bit too advanced operating system. I'm like 13 chapter of the book. Just start from somewhere, right? Maybe a simple web app in Rust. Maybe that's something that you can want to pick up. It's starting from somewhere would also help. Don't worry about it. If you don't understand something, you skip it and then try to do something else. What is your typing speed? We can check now only. But by the way, guys, I need to log off now. After this typing speed, I'll log off. I need to go and play badminton. Okay, let's do 30 seconds test, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. You between this C also leave part call get consider many right and hand little fine can most take want many set ask nation leave if another again how they he which and hand help word also now new old hand much man house face say no had so fact and can again what over around also fine. It's 1:34 right now. I just at that point of time I was thinking, oh nice, uh I'm not making a mistake, but now I did that mistake. Yeah, I've reached it to 145 only, but that's my 15 seconds. In 30 seconds I think it's really good. Yeah. My god, man, is good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. All right, guys. I think really good stream. I enjoyed talking to you all. By the way, if anyone is new, oh bro, it's okay. I think typing speed is not a big deal, to be honest. As long as you learn and grow, that's okay. But thank you so much for being around, guys. Can we meet in Bangalore? Yes, Ankit, we can meet in Bangalore. Why not? I'm in Bangalore. What book are you talking about, Darshan? Hey, hi, Pablo. What book? The operating system book. I think this is what he meant. Writing OS in pure Rust, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. I think this is a really good book as well. I mean, book is in a series of blogs or something. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a leave now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the kindness you guys show in the chat. Okay, really grateful for everything. Thank you. This was Kushal Shushmali. We're on my YouTube channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you want to. No rush at all. No push at all. Join my Discord channel, by the way, if you want to. I can quickly link it in the chat, guys. We talk about a lot of things, and especially this guy Varanium and another dude. What's up with? Okay, I think this sucks. Okay, all right, guys. I think the next stream I can share the link, but if you just go on my some previous streams, you'll find the link in the description below. Okay. All right, thank you, guys. I'm not feeling well now. I'll quickly go and take rest and go play badminton. Take care. Thank you so much, everyone. And description, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Take care. Cool. Chalo. Bro, can you make something for voice changing? Shriyo Matri, thank you so much for joining. First of all, voice changing, what do you mean by that? Do you mean as in a developer's software or something that kind of changes an AI model that kind of changes voice into Ajit Singh, and or do you mean that can I change my voice because my voice is not good? Do you mean my voice is not good? AI model, okay. I thought you were saying that Kush, your voice is not good. Please change your voice. AI model, okay. Varanium, do it, okay? All right, maybe one day, yeah. Yes, sure, we can do that. It's not an impossible thing to do. There you go, right? Yeah, this guy will build something out of it, I'm pretty sure. He does a lot of AI. I'll get it done, yeah. Make sure to join our Discord channel, guys. Okay, let me actually share the link right now only. I should not. Give me 1 second. I'll share the Discord link, guys. Don't give up. No. Don't quit, guys. Don't quit. I'm gonna share the link with all of you. Wait 2 minutes, okay. Oh, there you go, right. Thank you so much, Varanium. You're the best. Create an invite, yeah. Yeah, so this is like we talk about a lot of things here. So you guys can join us on Discord and talk about it. Shivam, I'm here. I'm waiting for you. Don't worry. Thank you so much for creating an invite, guys. Feel free to join. Aloo Pakoda. Chalo, cool. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Thank you. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel if you want to. चलो बाय 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 एवरीवन, टेक केयर, टाटा। जल्दी संत कैसेट, जल्दी। ओ जल्दी बनाना एआई मॉडल, ओके। what does this mean though, this tick mark? I don't know what this means. I have no idea what this means, by the way. Sant cassette. Oh, it means that you have a verified channel name or something. Oh, Dinesh Kumar comedy. Okay, what is going on? Okay, you have multiple channels, is it? Okay, I'm. Uh, I will check out your channels. Maybe. Oh, you have a lot of subscribers. आईटी से हो क्या? लर्न विथ वर्ल्ड नहीं यार, आई एम फ्रॉम ट्रिपल आईटी नया रैपर, ट्रिपल आईटी एनआर. It's not one of the top colleges, but I'm pretty sure it will be if I keep working hard. People will know. I'm lots. You only must stop streaming now. Yeah. Sant music. Oh wow. Oh my god. Congratulations on having multiple channels, buddy. I see that you have music channels, and that's why you want voice changing model. Um, I'm having lots. It's all good. It's all good. Please, again, as I said, thank you so much for joining. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everyone being here. Less costly. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, chalo. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much. Forever grateful. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye, everyone. Take care.